Hello, everybody. It is MacCat83 and my co-host Speed Force Spector. Speed Force, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good.
Awesome. As you guys can see, this is another episode of Fandom Is Magic. Today, we are going to be revisiting Trolls 3, aka Trolls Band Together, because they just dropped their trailer for the new movie, and it looks fantastic. First, what did you think about that trailer? Did you think it was good?
I thought it was great. I'm glad last trailer for World Tour, it was like they originally had a teaser trailer plan, but
Mm-hmm.
then and you could tell in the first couple of minutes, and then after that it led into like a trailer one. But I'm glad this trailer went back to like old DreamWorks teaser trailers, like
Mm-hmm.
Madagascar 2 and 3. Like it gave me that vibe. So I'm glad to see Trolls has that because now we could just nibble on this but also be excited, but also not knowing too much. So news drops for this are going to be fun.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree. Now, we're going to read through the synopsis. We're going to go over the trailer a little bit, have a little discussion on Trolls 3. I'm quite excited. So let's jump into that. So the synopsis for this one is this holiday season, get ready for an action-packed all-star rainbow-colored family reunion like no other as Anna Kendrick and Justin Timberlake return for the new chapter in DreamWorks animation blockbuster musical franchise Trolls Band Together. After two films of true friendship and relentless flirting, Poppy and Branch are now officially, finally, a couple. Hashtag Broppy. I kind of like that. That's fun. As they grow closer, Poppy discovers that Branch has a secret past. He was once part of her favorite boy band phenomenon, Brozone, with his four brothers, Floyd, John Dory, Spruce, and Clay. And we'll go over the casting later on, but it says Brozone disbanded when Branch was still a baby, as did the family, and Branch hasn't seen his brother since. But when Branch's bro Floyd is kidnapped for his musical talents by a pair of nefarious pop star villains, Velvet and Veneer, Branch and Poppy embark on a harrowing and emotional journey to reunite the other brothers and rescue Floyd from a fate even worse than pop culture obscurity. Featuring Troll's signature psychedelic joy bomb of new and classic pop hits, Trolls Band Together stars a dazzling cast of musical superstars and comedic powerhouses as new franchise characters, including four-time Grammy-nominated and Latin Grammy winner Camila Cabello as Viva, Zoza Momet, I don't know if I said that right, as Crimp, and 12-time Emmy-winning drag icon RuPaul Charles as Miss Maxine. I know that was a lot, everybody, but I think it says a lot in that 2 minutes I just took of your time. Okay. So, what do you think about my first question? What do you think about Branch having brothers? This was I don't know how you felt, but when they said that, I was like completely like, what? Branch has brothers? What's going on? What did you think about that reveal?
So being a fan since 2016, being a Trolls veteran has been a fun time in the fandom, and this has been a theory since 2016.
Mm,
At the same time, the writers have, from what I've heard recently, the writers wanted to implement this, and so they just thought now would be a good time. So yeah, I'm kind of not surprised, but also surprised at the same time. So I'm a little bit of both.
gotcha. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. All right. So I wanted to maybe go over the trailer with you real quick, just to not necessarily go through every single thing that was going on here, because it's not like, I believe you said it to me a little while ago. It's not like there's an overwhelming amount in this one trailer, but I thought there was some fun stuff that I wanted to talk to you about. And I was hoping we could go through it a little bit. All right. So obviously it starts off just fine and dandy. Okay. So it starts off with the trailers, and they're getting ready for shoot,
Bridget and
what's
Gristle's wedding.
thank you. And so they're singing We Are Family, which I thought was very appropriate, for this movie, because they're family, everybody's family, kind of thing. And Branch does make the mistake of being like, hey, we're getting married, and then Poppy has to correct him. Now, then later on, Poppy says something along the lines of, wouldn't that be weird if we got married? And I remember you talking, because when I saw the trailer, I was like, is it really that weird for you guys to get married? And I remember you had mentioned in the Trolls fandom, the last time we had a conversation about Trolls 3, that some people don't want Poppy and Branch to get together. And I'm all like, that's so crazy to me. Why wouldn't you want that? Do you think those people are going to be a little bummed now that they are getting together, or they're a couple now officially?
I mean, in terms of that, it's just kind of one of those things where you just go, okay, I don't really care for this, but there's other things outside of that I can enjoy about the franchise. Um, for me, it's 50-50 because I do like Proppy, like I ship it 100%. But at the same time, one joy about the ship is it wasn't rushed. They didn't rush it in film 1, they didn't rush it in film 2, and I feel like for longevity for the franchise, they should explore this area of the relationship. No animated movie franchise that ends up having the two characters hook up and get together. It's like one movie, their boyfriend and girlfriend, following film, up, they're already either married or they're getting ready to have a kid. And I think it would just be nice for this franchise to be able to explore that. At the same time, when it came down to Trollstopia, they didn't really explore it. They just kind of kept it like, oh, they're close. And then Trolls Holiday and Harmony 100% confirmed that like they're dating 110%. So now we're just kind of like, I kind of want that side to be explored before you jump that gun.
Right on. I totally feel you. Um, yeah. No, that makes perfect sense. Okay. So then it goes over to the cloud guy. I do not remember his name.
His
But
name is
he
literally Cloud Guy.
okay, so cloud guy, he vomits up a rainbow, which I thought was fun. Because he had too much of a good time at that bachelor party. I just want to say right now, there were no strippers at that bachelor party. I can definitely tell you that. Did you think that Gristle and what's her face's wedding looked nice from what you saw from it? Do you think it looked nice with
It
the
and
hearts and
for the aesthetic of Bergen Town from Trolls 1 and then Trolls Holiday 1, like it fits the aesthetic, so I like that. They're still keeping things in line with the characters from before and like what we know about the whole character setting and everything like that. So it looked nice for what it was. I'm glad that we finally get to see that because there was a lot of cut content for those two characters. So I'm glad that like in terms of this movie, they're like 100% leading into that.
right on? So then I loved the guy Diamond and the baby Diamond. He's like, you make a beautiful flower boy, and he's like, flower man. I was like, that's so funny.
Oh,
Guy,
one thing
yeah,
I do want to reference because I do watch the shows. I do like guys printed on clothing. I'm glad that they semi addressed something in Trollstopia about Guy deciding to wear clothes every now and then. So I'm glad that they gave a little bit of a nod to that, even if it wasn't. I'm glad that there was a little bit of continuity references.
right on. Yeah, no, that is good. And I do like his clothing. I like that it's so after we see what I believe is Miss Maxine. I think she's marrying them, the king and queen or whatnot. It gets interrupted
I think
by,
that's a different character. I think that's a different
oh, you
character.
think so? Okay, okay.
Yeah, I'm not 110% though. So, but I think it's a different character though.
Okay, yeah, right on. I will not argue with you on that because I don't know. I just when I saw it, I was like, oh, maybe that is Miss Maxine right there, which will be being played by RuPaul. But if it's not, I mean, yeah. So then we get interrupted by his brother. I'm trying to bring it up right now, but his brother, and he has come to get his brother back so that he can get the other brothers back together, the band back together, whatnot. And I did like he's like I'm his. Oh, I love also when he's like popcorn me, and the little worm guy is all like ooh, and he like
Yeah, I like that
I
too.
was like
Yeah.
don't eat that popcorn, don't eat that popcorn. But yeah, Guy Diamond is my favorite, so I love Little Diamond. And so Brozone was super fun. I liked their whole thing. How they were like a group. Although I have to say, I don't think that having a baby in your boy band is really the best choice. But
It's cartoon fun trolls logic. Who cares?
right on, yeah, for sure. Um, and then I was kind of bummed that they had abandoned him as a little kid, but I did like how they're like we're not in sync, we're boys that have become men, so we're going to the back streets, and I was like, oh, they're bringing all my favorites out in name only.
And they also threw in One Direction for 2010 kid.
Yes, yes, it was really good. um
Like I know whoever wrote that and had Troy Sivan say that. Like I know they were really proud of that line.
Yeah, for sure. No, it was a good line. It was a good line. I don't really know in terms of which brother I like the best, just because we haven't got to see their personality. But I have to say, I do so far I do like his brother. Um, yeah,
Yeah,
and
already the one who said that I forget his I think it's Floyd. I think the one that they're rescuing. I think it's been a
yes,
hot minute since I looked at the bio, but he's voiced by Troy Sivan, so already that's already my bias already.
right on. Yeah. So then so then I also love Poppy, who was all like, we got Brozone 2.0, reunion, bros again or whatever, bros go again. And then
That I like that. That reminded me of the Shrek 2 DVD where Donkey was just listing random like things that would go together with Shrek 2, and it's just random movie references with 2 in front of it.
yeah, right on. No, that makes perfect sense. I also okay, so then the last part of this trailer is they're on their bus or whatever, and Baby Diamond, he hits the hustle button, and then they get too much hustle. And something I noticed in this trailer when are in this these scenes when they did it, as soon as they hit the hustle, they go into this cartoon mode. Now, at the beginning of it, you see the three characters, Branch, Poppy, and his brother. But then you also see this other character that's like a purple character that's not uh Baby Diamond. And I was curious if you if and
Are
then
you
later,
talking about are you talking about poster wise?
no, like the trailer wise, because there's like a purple troll going through the hustle thing. So I was thinking that this is another part of the movie, not that part right there.
You know what I gotta rewatch the trailer again and look at the screen cap. So they might have added a scene in there that was probably not supposed to be seen, or we might be just confusing it with something else, maybe, but
Right
who
on.
knows?
Yeah. And so yeah, and then
Because
that's the
I will admit, while I do like the trailer, it was definitely cut pretty interesting. So
right on. Yeah. Okay, so that's the trailer, which I thought was pretty good. Just for at. A first trailer. Okay. So back to the characters and everything. I so which you said which brother did you say did you like the best or whatnot?
Floyd, the pink one who said the we're not in sync line,
Oh, okay. Cool.
the one voiced by Troy Sivan,
Right
and also the
on.
one that's kidnapped.
Right on. And he gets kidnapped by Veneer and Velvet, who are being voiced by Andrew Rennells. I don't know if that's how you say his last name, and by Amy Schumer. Um,
Yikes.
do you think Amy Schumer is gonna sing? Because
Res-
I don't.
okay, respectfully, when I heard Amy Schumer was in the cast, my reaction was, okay, the fandom and even non-fans agreed too much James Corden wasn't the best idea. And I'm like, when I heard Amy Schumer was in the cast, I was like, oh man, like James Corden Biggie sounds good right about now. But then I heard she was the villain, and I'm like, oh, okay, maybe they're kind of cooking there. Maybe this might be good.
Yeah, my only big concern is just can she sing? Because I'm all like, I don't
Not
really
okay.
see
So
her as
there
a
is
singer.
one thing. Not all characters in the franchise sing, or at best they get like one line of dialogue. So we'll see how that goes.
Well, I don't. Well, I hope she doesn't sing because I don't see her. I just don't see her as a singer. I'm all like, maybe and then I also have thoughts on Bridget and King Crystal because I feel like with the last one they didn't get they weren't in there for very long, and then I'm kind of worried that they'll get pushed aside again, and I understand that they're not trolls, but I just feel like I feel like Bridget would help her best friend Poppy out. She's all like, hey,
I, I agree with you. I feel like this franchise has accidentally wrote those characters into a weird corner, and it's also been shown from like 2017 to 2018 merchandise where they are blind bag series, but they shrink down Bridget in size. So it's one of those things where good character, a lot of people like the character, however they wrote themselves into a corner because like essentially like they don't really know how to utilize the characters, because like after Trolls the Beat goes on, where they had like a half of an arc of Trolls and Bergens getting back together, once that arc was done they never went back to those characters. At best they were like cameos.
mhm.
So even like writers don't really know how to utilize the characters, so it's one of those weird positions that they put themselves into, but I definitely agree.
Yeah, because I was all like, that's not fair, that you guys just like because in the last movie also Trolls 2, I'm all like, why wouldn't Bridget help out Poppy and the other trolls fight, the Rockstar troll? I'm
Okay,
like,
I'm gonna stop you there because that
yeah,
kind of go. Yeah, no, like in terms of fighting, that pretty much goes against film one and everything that they did in the TV show. So I don't think they would fight necessarily, though. So more so, she would definitely help, but not in that context.
right on. And then I also was going to ask you, I don't know if you remember, Hasbro had done Battle Trolls at one point in time. I was going to ask you about this. Do you ever think they'll
Okay, so
introduce Battle Trolls?
okay, so here's the tea on that.
Ooh, tell me, spill the
So
tea, sis.
so pretty much battle trolls and I forgot the other one, and then Trolls with a Z. They're never going back to that.
Gotcha.
Mostly because of a rights
Mm,
issue, but also Trolls just wants to really do its own thing. So
hmm.
sadly, we're never going to see references to those.
Okay. And then, because and I'm going back to the purple troll that I had talked about before. Do you think that that's RuPaul's character, Miss
Um,
Maxine? Because
I think that's Camila Cabello's
oh,
character.
okay, yeah. Which her
Because they
character,
they they did say they would
Viva.
pick her Viva, yeah. They said they would pick her up later in the movie and she's gonna be like an ally, so
Okay,
maybe that's her, but I could easily be wrong there. Also, speaking of that, that's another cast I was like, ooh, is that really a good idea? Because since you
right.
know, because you're a movie person, like her last movie was pretty much box office poison to the
It was
point where
bad.
they had to drop it on Apple Plus at the same time. Her vocals, oof, that was not the best use of her. However, she was good in Hotel Transylvania 2's end credit song with Fifth Harmony. So there I see where they casted her in terms of, oh, she did this song for Hotel Transylvania 2. So maybe in the lens of like a family friendly movie and like a another cover type of jukebox musical, maybe this might be her bounce up moment.
Right on. One more question that I had to ask you about this movie is what I know I asked you this last time, but what's a song now that we know like it's about his brothers and it's about, getting them back together kind of thing. What is um what is a song that you would like to hear in this movie?
Well, since it's boy bands, I wouldn't mind for some One Direction sneaks in there. I don't know if they could add Big Time Rush, maybe a little bit of that. Everything else I know is definitely going to be from like 90s and 2000s boy bands, so that'll be fun. Other than that, single covers, I don't really know what I want.
Oh, gotcha. See, I just want either Bye 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 from NSYNC or Pop by NSYNC. I just want one of those two. Um, yeah,
You know
yeah,
what? It's so funny because I was like, it's so funny. Dirty Pop was not in Trolls at all. That feels like a song that would make it into Trolls just because whenever I think of that song, I think of the Jimmy Neutron movie.
yeah, for sure. I love NSYNC was my. Did you ever have a favorite boy band?
I was kind of all over the place, but I was definitely Big Time Rush, Jonas Brothers, and a little bit of One Direction, but not a lot.
Gotcha. Yeah, me, I was in sync all the way. In sync all the way. I was like, oh, in sync and everything. So did you have anything else you wanted to say about Trolls 3? Anything you wanted to talk about? Anything like that?
Yeah, so like I think I brought this up in the last video, and I said one problem that Trolls has is a cast issue,
Mm,
and it's getting a bit too big. And we brought up Bridget and Gristle.
right.
Those characters are kind of like in this weird position, but in terms of like going back to movie one era stuff and a little bit of world tour, in terms of like the snack pack, like we only saw, I think, Biggie in the trailer, and Guy Diamond and Tiny Diamond were a given,
Hmm.
but I did not. Oh yeah, I did see Cooper and Prince D in the trailer, but any character from like Trolls One that were in like the friend group and then World Tour that wasn't Prince D in the trailer, every character is just kind of just missing. So it just kind of feels weird that we just either aren't seeing those characters or those characters have just been relegated to just background cameos. And in terms of like character selection, like I'm glad it's pretty small, just Poppy, Branch, and Tiny, which I'm glad Tiny's getting attention. I know I mean, like Tiny's getting like a lot of attention, but I don't really mind it. Like I would rather have that over over Biggie, as I said in earlier, and then in my own video about Biggie. Um, and then we have like Branch's brother, and then like the other characters for this movie. So I'm glad that the cast is small again, and I'm glad that, like, for example, like Troy Sivan was not expecting them to be in the movie. So I'm definitely glad that they're picking like a little bit of oddball choices like they did in the first one that aren't like big well known like Troy Sivan or Camila Cabello, and like everything else is just kind of random people you wouldn't really expect. So I'm glad that they kind of went back to that. But as we were talking about in terms of like boy bands, I feel like they went back to what made Trolls 1 so loved for someone like yourself, in terms of like music selection and things like that, where they're definitely aiming for like an older audience again, but still definitely keeping, the family audience in mind. So like really just anyone in general. But it's nice to see that like they're going a little like they're going forward with the franchise, but they're also going back in terms of things that people liked.
Right on. Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. I'm not like I mean, I like Trolls. I'm not like, I mean, like you're very entrenched in the fandom, and me, I'm just like, listen, I like watching those movies, and I didn't watch all of the show. I only watched a couple, well, not a couple episodes, like we'll say like 5 episodes or whatever. But and then I watched the holiday special. But I do like it. I always have a good time, and it's not one of those things where I watched it once, then like, oh no, I don't need to watch it again. I watched them, plenty of times. So, and I would definitely revisit them. So, I am excited for this movie, and I would definitely will be seeing it in the theater with. I'll take my whole family and we'll go. Um, Was there anything else you wanted to say about this movie that you
Oh
thought was
right, yeah.
interesting?
Since you brought up theater, because
Yeah.
World Tour, it was in theaters, just not in the US, or in if it was in a weird position because of COVID. But
Hmm.
I'm definitely glad that Trolls gets to be back in theaters
I
again. But
agree.
I'm also happy about where like the date. I think it's like November 17th, I think the movie comes out. I could be wrong on that, but it's sometime in November, and I'm glad Trolls has another November release date, as the first Trolls movie dropped in November. So very happy about that. But I'm also happy that like I'm glad that Trolls World Tour definitely changed the style of the movies, also made them extremely cartoony. But I'm also glad that like Boss Baby 2, Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, The Bad Guys, all of those movies got to happen and like push the envelope of animation. And you could see in the trailer, like you see like a lot of influence from World Tour and all those other DreamWorks movies that came before it. Like this is like if like we thought Trolls World Tour and Holiday and Harmony were expressive, this is definitely pushing it.
Absolutely.
It's not movie wise, but I would definitely like for another like Can't Stop the Feeling radio bop again. Like World Tour
Oh,
didn't
yeah,
have
yeah,
that,
yeah.
so well, like World Tour technically did, but they did not. They didn't push it for radio play. So I would like that again. I definitely miss that vibe of Era One. So that would be nice to see again.
Right on. Um, yeah. Is there anything else?
That's it.
Okay. So that is our discussion, guys, about Trolls 3 Band Together. I know it's called Trolls Band Together, but I like saying Trolls 3. But you know, it looks super fun. I'm excited for it. Speed Force, you're obviously excited for it.
Definitely.
Um, yeah, and I mean, and then when after, you know, if there is another trailer, we'll have to come back and revisit this. And then maybe when the movie comes out, we'll have to sit down and do a review for the movie and you know, get our thoughts and you know where we think the franchise could go from here and stuff like that.
Yeah, that sounds
Um
like fun. I'm down for
yeah,
that.
for sure. Shoot. Sorry about that. Yeah, no, it would I think that would be really a lot of fun, a lot of fun. So that's where we're gonna wrap it up, you guys. But thanks so much for listening to us and our thoughts and all that stuff. And we hope you guys revisit us again when we do another video for Fandom is Magic. Until then, we will see you guys later. Bye.